we had someone on Instagram. So Tracey2366 said, "Hi, can you help us?" Yes, we can. Next question. We are from the UK and traveling for 12 months, starting in the USA and then Vancouver, and then a trip into New Zealand on the 4th of August until the 28th of August. We fly into Auckland and out of Christchurch, and we are hoping to hire a campervan to travel from the north to the south island. Do you have any suggestion? Thank you. Bring the board!
This sounds like it's an itinerary.
Yeah. All right, cool. So it's 3 weeks in New Zealand. What would be the best itinerary for 3 weeks in New Zealand? Also, what would be the campervan company that would be good to hire in Auckland and drop off in Christchurch? So let's start with the itinerary first. And so you're starting in Auckland. And then we'll recommend going to Hahei, Waitomo, Rotorua, Taupo, Tongariro, Urahine, Wellington, Picton, Nelson, Punakaiki, Franz Joseph, Wanaka, Queenstown, Milford Sound, Mount Cook, Geraldine, and finally finishing Christchurch. All right, so we got a whole really full itinerary for you. Now with this itinerary, a couple of notes right here. This does not do 30. There's no 30 points right here, but it will allow you to have multiple days in selected areas. You're really going to appreciate that as soon as you travel more than 2 weeks, you're going to want to take more than 1 day in some places, just so you can take a breather. Otherwise, being on the road every single day is just way too much. It's absolutely crazy.
Definitely.
Also, it will allow, we say that we just spend an entire year on the road, but also, we avoided the Northland right here because it is a great area to visit, but it doesn't necessarily, it's not really endemic of what New Zealand looks like. And if you are in a round the world trip, you're probably going to find some beautiful beach in other locations that you're going to be visiting. And obviously, there are plenty of places that you can definitely remove from your itinerary, Tracey. And you can say, listen, I don't care about this one, and you have more time somewhere else. And so you just have slightly bit longer drive. But also with that, we also made sure that we pick you an itinerary that never have more than 3-hour drive in a day, just because that would be a little, you're on a holiday, you want to travel around, you want to see things, you don't necessarily just want to drive. All right. So you arrive in Auckland, New Zealand's largest city. This is where the main airport is. It's just yet another big city. If you do have some extra time, the one thing I will do is I will take 1 day to take the ferry to Rangitoto Island and visit this amazing volcano over there and get some beautiful view of the Hauraki Gulf and then come back. Then you're going to be moving on to Hahei. So Hahei is Cathedral Cove. You probably saw some beautiful pictures of that where they shot Narnia. So you get this beautiful A-arch cave above this golden sand beach. It's picture perfect. And if you have some spare cash, do a kayak tour here. Then you're moving on down to Waitomo. In Waitomo, this is where the glowworm caves are. I'm pretty sure this is already on your list. It's probably on everybody's list. If you want to make it epic, you can make it a black water rafting tour or a caving tour. There's plenty of amazing options. I'm thinking about Waitomo Adventures, which is a great company to do that with. And so yeah, definitely all black water rafting company. There's multiple companies that do that. So you probably really want to see that. Otherwise, you can just get on a really slow boat and just admire the glowworms and then get out. So it can be fast or it can be quick. Then you want to go to Rotorua. Now on the way to Rotorua, you can definitely stop at Hobbiton. Everybody wants that picture in front of that big round hole. And in Rotorua is the Maori kind of capital of New Zealand. You can taste the hangi and do a Maori evening. It's really awesome. Also, we did some geothermal area. This is where I will spend more than 1 day for sure. Then we're moving on to Taupo, Laura.
Yeah, so in Taupo, that's sort of like the adventure capital of the North Island. So there's skydiving, jet boating, there's sailing on the lake, lots of really cool stuff to do there. And then the next day, you can go not too far to the Tongariro National Park. People mostly know that for the Tongariro Crossing, which is a 1-day hike, and you will need to plan a whole day to do that. So make sure you have accommodation either in Tongariro itself, in the areas of National Park and Whakapapa Village, or in Taupo where they do transfers to the Tongariro Crossing. Okay, then next we suggest you go to the Ruahine Ranges to get some of that wilderness experience. And a really cool place to stop over there is a place called River Valley. And you can do whitewater rafting there and you can do horse trekking there. So that's a really cool place to stop on your way down to eventually going down to Wellington, which is the capital city of New Zealand. And it's definitely worth spending a couple of days here to do a few different things. In Wellington, you can go check out the Te Papa Museum, which is like a huge free museum about everything to do in New Zealand. There's also a place called Zealandia, where you can actually see some native birds and learn more about the ecosystem of New Zealand, which is really fascinating. It's personally one of my favorite things to do in Wellington. And then eventually you will be getting the ferry from Wellington to Picton, which is a beautiful trip in itself. And then in Picton, you have the opportunity to do some activities in the Marlborough Sounds. You can go dolphin watching, you can do sort of mail boat rides to go deliver mail to people in really isolated places. There's also mountain biking trails and plenty of hikes to do, like the Queen Charlotte track. Okay, so next we go on to Nelson. Do you want to talk more about that?
All right, so in Nelson, this is the gateway to the Abel Tasman National Park. Absolutely stunning area. I think everybody wants to visit the beautiful Abel Tasman National Park. There is hikes to do there. You can do kayaking, you can do boat trips. So it kind of fits every single level of fitness, which is quite good. Then we're moving on to Punakaiki. Punakaiki is like pancake rocks. So pancake rocks sounds yummy, but it's just beautiful. You can't eat them.
Believe me, I tried.
I arrived with my maple syrup and I went to pour it down. Damn, I couldn't. Anyway, so Pancake Rocks is basically stunning limestone formation with some beautiful blowhole. It's an amazing pit stop. We think that it's a great place to spend one night. There is a new Great Walk, which is actually going to be opening in the area as well, which is really awesome. And also there is some few caves to visit. So there is quite a few things to do there. And you're going to want a pit stop alongside the beautiful West Coast. Keep going through the beautiful wild West Coast of New Zealand. We're arriving to Glacier country. There is a couple of glaciers side by side. There is French Joseph and Spokes Glacier. Pick the one that you feel like you want to do. To know which one you want to do, just watch the videos that we have. We've done every single glacier that you can hike in New Zealand. So, watch all of them and just, go on YouTube and type BackpackerGuide.NZ Glacier and you'll find all of the one and you'll see which one you love. It's absolutely amazing to hike on the glacier and it's quite humbling to see how far they've gone due to global warming. So yeah, keep that in mind. We keep on going and we're going to Wanaka. In Wanaka, there is a beautiful lake. The lake Wanaka is absolutely stunning. You can take a picture of that #Wanaka tree, which is this picture of this one tree sticking out of the water that everybody has seen in New Zealand. There is also a great place to do some skydiving, actually. We did really enjoy that. Then you make your way to Queenstown. So Queenstown, adventure capital of New Zealand, of the world. Everybody wants to go there. You already know everything you need to know about Queenstown, I'm pretty sure. But let me tell you some more. Amazing place for adventure stuff. But just the lake is absolutely stunning. Just be ready to spend a lot of money. The budget that you need to have for Queenstown is going to be quite expensive, but you may want to spend here a few more days. Also, if you base yourself here, you can take a bus tour to going down to Milford Sound and then coming back. It may be the right thing for you. So like that, you just kind of don't drive for like that much. You have one day when someone else is drive for you and you can enjoy the scenery. So that may be really pleasurable. Otherwise, you can just drive down and come back up. But I think for the price of the gas, you're better off taking the bus.
But if you do have some more free time, then there's a lot of Department of Conservation campsites. If you do have a camper van that you can, and you make sure that you've got enough electricity and enough water in there, then you can stop by in some campsites and maybe take your time going to Milford Sound. That could be another option if you do have time.
Then from Queenstown, you're going to move up to Geraldine. Laura, do you want to take over?
It's Mount Cook next.
Mount Cook, sorry.
Yep. So in Mount Cook, there is another opportunity to do glacier hiking, heli hike onto the glacier, on the Tasman Glacier. And there's also scenic flights, which are absolutely breathtaking. Like, it's some of the most amazing scenery that you'll see on the scenic flights there, seeing the highest mountain in New Zealand. And then after Mount Cook, you can make your way to Geraldine, which is really awesome for horse trekking and whitewater rafting, as well as a few hikes around there as well. And that's a really small town too, so you get that small town New Zealand feel.
It's really cool.
Yeah, and then finally make your way to Christchurch. In Christchurch, the city itself is famous for being the garden city, because it's got some very amazing botanical gardens to go check out. And you can also learn a little bit more about the earthquake that happened there in the museums and stuff like that. And if you do have enough time, you can make a bit of a side trip to Akaroa, which is really awesome for wildlife. It has the largest colony of little blue penguins there, so you can go and do a little penguin tour there. There's also the smallest species of dolphins in the world that live there. So if you go on a boat trip,
so cute.
If you go on a boat trip around the Akaroa harbour, you'll be able to see the Hector's dolphins, which are amazing. Yeah.
All right, cool. And then you fly yourself back up to Auckland and then head on to the next adventure. So that would be our perfect itinerary for 3 weeks around New Zealand. Now, if you want to do that with a campervan, what would be the best campervan companies to hire if you want to get rid of that?
Yeah.
Like one of the companies that we would recommend will be Wender Crayson Travel. So Yuyon, that's the one that you were asking about. So this is a company that has a German name, but it's based in New Zealand. Go figure out why they have this name. I think they just want to make my life hard, because I mention them from time to time, and every single time I'm struggling so hard saying their name. Now the reason why we recommend those guys, because first they are rather famous in New Zealand. They actually do have pretty good camper vans. They're not the cheapest, but you know you're getting good quality. But one of the amazing inclusion they have is that they have no one-way fee. Now almost every camper van company will charge you a penalty basically for dropping your camper van in the South Island, just because that means they have to take it back to Auckland, because almost everybody starts in Auckland. Well, those guys don't. So that may save you up to like $500 on your trip. So that's definitely worth considering. Another one is Heron Campers. Heron Camper is more of the higher end, but same thing, they don't have a one-way fee. They have absolutely spotless kind of camper vans. They are really amazing. They always come latest model and everything. The good thing with that is that yes, they're slightly bit more expensive, but first, you don't have the one-way fee, and second, because they're much newer model, you're going to spend much less on gas. And that's a very strong consideration to make when choosing your camper van company, because well, you know, gas is getting really expensive right now. You know, it's almost every single day it's past $2 to $2.10 a liter at the moment, so it's quite big. And the last one would be Juicy, because they have such a wide range. They go from camper car all the way to massive RV, so you can fit whatever kind of style of travel you want here, because there is almost everything on offer with Juicy. So that would be the 3 companies that I will compare for a trip like this one. All right, so I hope that this answers your question, Tracy. If you are right here, give us a like, give us a subscribe. Come on, guys, if you do find that useful, like and subscribe. And if you do have a question of your own, make sure to put them in a comment below, because, well, we're here to answer questions.